we've got, thank you very much, Mr. David Thompson. Give him a big hand.
Good evening. My first poem is entitled A Bell Ringer's Lament, and this is something I tried my hand at a few years ago. A Bell Ringer's Lament. In quintessential Englishness, the grand old King of Holderness, 8 bells that ring from treble down to tenor, clear across the town. It took my fancy, so to start, apprenticed to this practised art. And so to practice night I went. I thought it Monday night well spent. I took my turn to ringing rounds, and made the most atrocious sounds. For timing is the art, you see. It seemed a bit too quick for me. I came in early, came in late, and got myself in quite a state. But to the challenge did I rise, and in due course, to my surprise, did manage to control the bell and got my timing right as well. In one way, I admit defeat. It never failed to get me beat. My knees went weak, I gasped for air in climbing up that tower stair. Thank you. I hated school. It was always a case of could have done better. And this poem kind of sums things up. Could have done better. For years I hated old Carruthers, picked on me above the others. Could do better, his refrain. He marked my efforts with disdain and berated me without respite. He left me feeling full of spite. I thought of ways to get him back. I wished that he would get the sack. I pinched the saddle off his bike and thought his morning tea to spike. But as the years have passed, I find the value of an educated mind is a virtue of the first degree, a learned mind to set you free. I bumped into him the other day in checkout queue for soda pay. Older, frail, well past his prime, ravaged by the march of time. I said, "Do you remember me? Thompson, 1983. He looked at me with piercing eye and said, "I do so," with a sigh. I knew what was inside of you, the potential in your mind to do. To bring it out, I did my best. You were above the rest. Could do better, he said again, and shambled off into the rain. This is a short poem and it's entitled Little Man, and was prompted by thoughts about my grandson, who was born 5 years ago. Sadly, his father Jerry died of cancer a few months afterwards at the tender age of 34. Little man. With your eyes you say so much, your solemnity our hearts to touch. In a smile, a fleeting look, the dad that fate so cruelly took. Perhaps you see him by the door. You can't tell us any more than we adults can realise how infant minds can recognise. Who knows why fate should take the best, a gentleman above the rest. Oh, little man of tender years, you've certainly inherited his ears. Thank you. And to finish off, my final poem is seasonal and on the subject of parking. And I hope there are no parking wardens in the audience tonight. The parking warden. Who could aspire I cannot see a parking warden for to be? He cuts a figure in the street as all alone he walks his beat. The public stops are far too good for who in zealous duty would 1 centimetre over the line to generate a parking fine. 1 minute over, it might mean that dreaded notice on the screen. Of course, it's nothing for to do with raising council revenue. So, parking at this time of year, give us all some Christmas cheer. Give the parking sleuths a hole, or even let them go AWOL. And let Hull's festive gesture be, this Christmas you can park for free. Thank you.
David Thompson.